Welcome back to Halifax. It is February 15th, 2014, and it has been a while since I made one of these videos. I honestly don't know why. I've had some downtime. I guess I've been filling that with bits of gaming that I can fit in now that I brought my Xbox back down, brought it back down east at Christmas, after Christmas, in the Christmas season, holiday season, however you want to take it. I don't have a whole lot to talk about. I just commenced what is known as Reading Week in university, which is essentially March break, but it's in February, so you can't really call it March break. You can kind of tell why. And I spent the day pretty much playing video games, just because I figure that's a good enough way to kick off the holiday. I plan, and I will, get around to going over journal submissions for Pangea. Now, if I haven't mentioned Pangea before, but I think I have, is the Dalhousie Undergraduate History Society Journal. It is filled with submitted papers from Dalhousie undergraduate students, and the paper topics are focused towards history, on history. I can't talk. And so pretty much a fair bit of my reading week will go to not only research on my own papers that will not be in the journal, because I'm already editing it, I'm not going to do that, but also looking over the submissions, going over basic editing, spelling, grammar, all that kind of fun stuff, if there are anything that need to be done there, but mostly going over giving the journals a quick look over, or the submissions a quick look over, to see what their general topics are and how interesting they would be to be collected in the journal for the year. Once I know what the topics are, I can portion them out to other society members so they can give a more focus to the editing process and the review process. Altogether, this should bring there should be an interesting look at the histories studied here at Dalhousie University by our students. Technically my peers, even though I've probably never met most of them that submitted this paper. I don't know how many submissions we have, probably not even going to keep track of that number. I'm not even sure how many are going to go into the journal this year. I think last year's had around 10 papers in it. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, so that should be fun, going over all the submissions. Other than that, Reading Week, like I said, it's for relaxing. Dallas is gone for the week. She's headed on back to Alberta. I guess Alberta's probably that way. Yeah, that's west. Got a little turnaround for a second there. And so I'm probably not going to be doing all that much. I've seen 2 movies in the past 2 or 3 weeks. Saw the Lego Movie. If you had a childhood, you need to go see that. It is hilarious, witty, and a fantastic assortment of star cameos in it. I also saw The Monuments Men, which is a World War II film about a group of art historians, sculptors, painters, all that jazz, who were put together into a U.S. Army unit, based on fact, who went into occupied Europe to try and secure as many confiscated works, pieces of artwork, as they could from the Nazis before either the Nazis destroyed them or they were inadvertently destroyed by Allied bombing raids. And that was fantastic. I really enjoyed that, being a World War II historian myself. It was really cool to look at the war from a cultural perspective, seeing how I've always looked at it from a military perspective, and more recently on a more Holocaust-focused viewpoint. So yeah, I'd recommend that as well. If you enjoy World War II films, and even if you just enjoy artwork and culture, both are fantastic reasons to go and see this film. In case you notice, I guess this isn't my room. I don't know if I've made a video of this from my living room, because I'm camped out here for the day, probably the week, because it's nicer than being cloistered in my room, which is that way, all day, which I did that a lot last semester. So now that the living room is a bit more of a central point in the apartment, I like to be out here unless I'm actually studying. Then I stay up in my room. Up in my room. It's on the same level. I don't know why I said that. Yeah, tea room's been fun. Actually, I went yesterday because it's Saturday. Didn't go the week before that. We went to Cape Breton. That's probably another story. I did not get a chance to make a specific video from Cape Breton. There are videos that I made. So if you actually know me, you can probably look them up and find the videos I made. There's pictures too. We did the whole Cabot Trail and we rented a couple chalets for the weekend. That's pretty much what I can say. The week before that was Tea Room. That was alright. And I think the week before that, I developed an ulcer. So I haven't been able to drink for going on a month now. About a month now, I should say. Which has been fine. It's not a big deal. Like, I wish I'd had a drink once in a while, but it saves me money, not physically being able to drink. So that's been my life. This has been a relatively long video. Hope this has entertained you because I hadn't made one in a while, and I can't promise when the next one will be. So until whenever the next one is, that was a horrible, horrible segue. This is Halifax. I'm Julian, and thank you for watching my videos.